For most people, a car is just a tool, right? It gets you from point A to point B. But for some, a car is so much more. It's a canvas, it's a story, it's a passion project that just takes on a life of its own. Today, we're diving into one of those stories, the absolutely incredible transformation of a 2015 Mitsubishi Lancer GT.
I stopped driving people around and decided to build it. Wow. That one sentence, that's where it all begins. Those are the words of the owner, Justin Chong, and that single decision was the exact moment a practical, everyday car started its journey to becoming a show-stopping masterpiece.
So you gotta wonder, what leads a guy to that point? Well, Justin's story, it actually starts pretty far from any garage. It began on the small island of Singapore. But his passion for cars? That really caught fire halfway across the world. See, if you grew up in Singapore like Justin did, the whole car scene is basically a pipe dream. I mean, just look at this comparison. A Honda Civic, could set you back $150,000. It's just completely out of reach for most people, making the idea of modifying cars almost impossible. But then, in 2013, the game completely changed for him. Justin moved to Austin, Texas for school, and was suddenly dropped right into a world he'd only ever dreamed about. He started going to local car meets, hitting up track days, and just fell head over heels for the JDM scene. That's Japanese domestic market, for those who don't know. A whole culture built around these incredible cars from Japan.
Okay, so this brings us to the main event, right? The star of the show, a 2015 Mitsubishi Lancer GT. And its origin story? Man, it couldn't be more humble.
Yep, back in 2015, Justin picked up this Lancer for one reason and one reason only. It was his workhorse, his daily driver for his job as an Uber driver. That's it. But, it only took a few months of being behind that wheel for him to see something else. A totally different potential.
And this right here, this quote, it really gets to the heart of how Justin approached the build from day one. He does a ton of the work himself, but for the big stuff, he's super picky. He trusts a few specific shops, like Long's Automotive and Gicho's Body Shop, because he lives by this idea that, hey, you get what you pay for. A cheap job often ends up costing you more in the long run.
All right, so with that mindset, that commitment to quality, the transformation began. Let's really dig in and look at the anatomy of this incredible build, starting with that killer exterior. So, what does it actually take to turn a regular sedan into a showstopper? I mean, a car that's literally winning awards? Well, it takes a clear vision, a serious obsession with the details, and a very, very long shopping list.
Okay, let's start with the outside. That aggressive look? It's all thanks to that Varis front bumper and the VIS Racing carbon fiber hood. But the real head turners are the wide-body fenders. You've got Victory function up front and then a custom one-of-one set in the back. And it all sits on these gorgeous Ray's Folk Racing TE37 SL wheels. Now, if you know, you know. The TE37 is an absolute legend in the car world. Super light, super strong. It's not just a wheel, it's a statement.
And that race-inspired vibe, oh yeah, it definitely continues inside. The cockpit is all business. We're talking Brougham racing seats with Takata harnesses, a classic Vertex steering wheel on a quick release, and a whole bunch of performance gauges from AEM and DeFi to keep an eye on everything. To top it all off, the entire interior trim was hydro-dipped in carbon fiber. It just ties the whole look together perfectly.
All right, a car that looks this good can't just be all show and no go, right? It's got to have the muscle to back up the looks. So let's pop the hood and see what's really making this thing move.
So the heart of the machine is a Rally Art TDO4 turbo conversion. Basically, it's forcing a ton more air into the engine, which means a huge power boost. And to handle all that extra power, Justin actually borrowed some key parts from the Lancer's big brother, the legendary Evo X, things like the intake manifold and cams. You've got an HKS exhaust giving it that iconic sound, and it's all dialed in with a custom tune. Yeah, this is a long, long way from a stock Lancer.
And guess what? He's still not done. Justin calls it undergoing surgery right now. He's in the middle of adding even more go-fast parts, like a bigger throttle body. After that, it's hitting the dyno to see exactly what kind of numbers it's putting down. So with all this incredible work, all this crazy attention to detail, you just know people started to notice. This car isn't just a personal passion project, it's a real contender out there on the show circuit. And this timeline right here, it really tells the story. Starting in 2018, the trophies just started piling up.
We're talking best Mitsubishi at Wexfest, Texas. Not once, but twice. A top 25 spot at the huge Clean Culture Show. This isn't just a cool build. It's a proven, award-winning car.
But you know, for a true builder, for someone this passionate, winning a bunch of trophies, that's not the finish line. In fact, there might not be a finish line at all.
It's an endless project. I love that quote. It just perfectly captures the mindset of a real car enthusiast. Justin knows that even though the car is getting close to its final form, a project like this is, well, it's never really truly done. There's always something else you can tweak, something you can improve. So, what's next on the to-do list? Well, he's planning a full color change with a vinyl wrap, which is going to be awesome. He's also adding a legendary Voltex carbon fiber wing, and get this, he's even thinking about pulling the back seats out for a roll cage, pushing it even deeper into that hardcore, track-ready territory.
Of course, every car builder has that one ultimate dream, right? The one car that started it all. For Justin, it's a dream a lot of us share. The legendary Nissan Skyline R34 GTR. And he's got it pictured perfectly. Midnight purple with those bronze TE37s. Man, that's pretty much the holy grail of JDM.
You know, this whole journey, from an Uber driver to an award-winning car builder, it all started with one single, powerful decision: to build it. It's a great reminder that every masterpiece, every passion we chase, it all kicks off with that one moment of commitment. So it kind of makes you think, doesn't it? What will your decision be?